Hi everyone, this is Shweta Shah from Indian Brains, and in this video we are going to see how can we track the outbreak of COVID-19 in your state of interest. So whatever the condition is right now, one should always be updated and should always keep their loved ones updated about the spread of this virus. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a project which will web scrape the Indian government website. That is, it will gather the information about this virus spread from the Indian government website, and then we'll be sending the notification to a WhatsApp group where we have our family members, friends, or loved ones. So first of all, let's start with seeing what are the takeaways from this video. The first thing we're going to see is how to do web scraping. Web scraping is actually a way of scraping the web, that is gathering the information or the content from any website. Okay, and to do this, we are going to use a Python library named Beautiful Soup. So we will also be checking how to use Beautiful Soup. So let's see what are the requirements we'll be needing for this project. So the first thing will be a code editor. Right now I'm going to use Sublime Text 3 as the code editor. You can use any other code editor if you want. The next thing is request, which is a Python library. Using this library, you can request for the source code of any page of any website. So this will return the HTML or XML source code of any website. Next is the library Beautiful Soup. As I've already told you, this is the library using which I'll be web scraping the website. Okay. So before moving to the coding part, let's first see how can we get these libraries. We have already seen how can we install Sublime Text 3 in my previous video. So I'll be putting the link in this description. So if you want to see that, you can go to the link and watch it there. Right now, I am going to install Request and Beautiful Soup. For that, I first need to open command prompt. I'll be opening it as an administrator. Yeah. Here you need to write pip install requests to get the request library. Here you are seeing a message requirement already satisfied because I already have this library, and in your case the installing part will start. To get the Beautiful Soup, what you need to do, you need to write the same command here but with the name of the library. Again, I'm getting the message requirement already satisfied because I have already got this library. Yeah. So now if I show you the list of things that I already have, so you can see BS4 and request both are present here. Okay. Now we can move to the coding part. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Sublime Text 3. So here, let's first save this project. Let's save it as updater.py. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to import the libraries here. So I'll first of all import requests. So to run this, what you need to do, you need to press Ctrl V. So if I do that, you can see I have this. Yeah, this is finished. That means this has been imported. So what next I'm going to do, I'm going to request the source code of the website that I'm going to scrape. But first of all, let's look at that website. Okay, so here is the website. The name of the website is here, www.mohfw.government.in. So in this website, you can see we have this table which is giving me the information of the number of active cases, the number of cured or discharged or migrated cases, the number of deaths, the number of total confirmed cases for any state or union territory. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these elements from here, this information from here, and I'm going to use this thing in my message. Okay. So first of all, we need to look at the source code for this page so that we can know how these elements are actually stored. So I have the source code open here. If you want to open it, you need to press Ctrl U. So here you can see I am getting this HTML code. Let's look where this table is stored. I am only interested in this table, so I just need to see where this table is. So for that, I will just search for table. So it is here already. So here you can see this is the table. Okay, inside this tag T head, I have the name of the columns. So the names are S number, name of the state, active cases, and so and so. You can see the names are here, serial number, name of the state, active cases, and so. and I have the rows inside this element named T body. So I am only interested in this T body. Okay, so we will see how can we get it in our project. So let's just come back to our project. So the first thing I need to do is I need to request the source code of that page. For that, I'm going to write request dot get. Inside this, I'll be giving the link of that page. Okay, let's just go to the page here and just copy the link from here. And let me just paste it here. I'll store it as R. So if I print R, okay, I need to do dot text here. So this will be returned as text. Okay, so you can see the same HTML file I'm getting here. So what I'm going to do is I only need this table element from here. Okay, so for that I need to pass this source code to Beautiful Soup. Let me just write T equals to Beautiful Soup. I'll be passing this element R here, and then I need to pass an HTML parser here. So this, what will happen here, this will parse any document which is stored as a HTML file. Okay, so if I print T, okay, I'm getting this error because I forgot to import the library. I'm so sorry for that. Let's first do this from VS Code, import Beautiful Soup. Okay, now if I run this, so I'm getting the same page here. Okay, so this is the source code. Now what I need to do, I just want to have that table with me. I don't want to have all this information. So for that, I can do for x in t dot find all table. So what it will do, t dot find all table will only return the tables present in this particular document T. Okay, so let me just print these tables. Yeah, so you see I'm getting this table over here, and this is the T body in which I'm interested. So let me just see if I can get only the T body. That will be better for me, right? So instead of table, I'm just writing T body. If I run this, okay, so here what happened, yeah, I'm just getting this T body, right? If I print this as a text file, for that I need to do y equals to x dot text, x dot get text, actually x dot get text, and then okay, then after coming out of this loop, if I write print y, so okay, so see, this is returning me the content of the table, that is whatever was inside the t body as a text file over here. Okay, so here what I want, I now want to have these information row by row. So what I can do, I can just split this particular thing with this backslash n's over here. Okay, for that I'm just doing z equals to y dot split, and here I want to split it like this. So after that, if I print z, so okay, so this is the thing I'm getting. So okay, but if you see, I'm getting a blank space over here at the very beginning. So I will have to manually remove it. Okay, so to do that, what I can do, I can use slicing. Now what is slicing? Slicing is a way using which you can extract a part of a list from the whole list. So let me give you one example. Suppose if we have a list here like this, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can slice it like this. Suppose you just want to have the elements 2, 3, 4. So, and the index of these elements are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you need to give, you need to slice it like this. starting from 1. So first of all, you need to give the starting index 1. Then give a colon over here. Then the ending index plus 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So you will be giving 4. So if you give this kind of thing, so it will return you 2, 3, 4. Okay. So first of all, you actually need to give here the starting index and here the ending index plus 1. Okay. So I wanted to go till 3. So that is why I get 4 over here. So suppose instead of doing this, if you do this colon 4, so what will happen? This thing will go till the index 3, but because you did not mention anything here, so by default it will consider 0 here. That means it will start from the very beginning of the list. Okay, so this will be returning you 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, and suppose if instead of that you give something like this 0 colon, that means you did not give anything for the ending, so it will start from this index given over here and it will go till the end of the list. So this thing over here will be giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is present at the end of the list. Okay, so I'm going to use the same thing over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it like this so that the first blank is removed from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, y equals to y1 colon. That means I don't want the element that is present at the index 0. Okay, so if I do this and if I print z over here, so okay, see here the thing is starting with one Andaman and Nicobar Islands and things like that. That means the states which was present there, I successfully removed that. Now, what I want to do, I want to have these elements separately. That means the information for Andaman and Nicobar Islands, I wanted to be present in a separate list, and then for the rest of the states like Andhra Pradesh or Assam or anything like that, I want to have these elements in different lists or something like that. For that, what I can do, and again, you can see there are again backslash n's present here. So what I can do for I in Z, I can again split this thing, right? So what I'm going to do is J equals to I dot split, this time with a split, yeah. This time with a single backslash n, and okay, I gave a comma over there, so this should be a full stop, and I'm just printing J. Okay, if you do that, now you see you have all the, okay, I first need to remove the printing element over there. So if I remove this and run this again, so I'm getting all the informations here inside a single list. That means the information inside of a particular state is inside a single list. So here what we're getting a blank space over here. Then we're getting the serial number. Then we're getting the state or the union territory's name. Then we're getting the active number of active cases. Then we're getting the number of cured, migrated, or discharged cases. Then we're getting the number of deaths in that particular state, and then we're getting the number of total confirmed cases till now. Okay, so out of all these things, I'm interested in the information from this place. That means at the 0 location, at the 1 location, whatever things are there, I'm not interested in that. Okay, so I'm going to access the list in the same way. So again, I'm not interested in all the states. So there are overall, if I see, there are 35 entries here. I'm not interested in all of them. I'm interested in some states. Maybe the state I'm living at, maybe the states my relatives are living at, or things like that. So I'm going to create a list of states in which I'm interested. So states. So first of all, I'm going to give West Bengal because that is the place I live at. After that, maybe Uttar Pradesh. And then we have another state, let's say Gujarat. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to print this information only for that state which is present in this list. Okay, so here I'm going to check for that thing. So I'm going to write if J2. So J2 is actually the place where the name of any state is located. So I'm going to check if J2 in states, if it is true, then only return me the J. Okay. So if I run this, okay, so I'm having an error here, and the error is saying, so it came till West Bengal and then it is giving me an error. Index error list is out of frame. Okay, why do I get that? Let me just look at uh, J once again before this thing. So here, okay, if I run this, so okay, so the error is because of these things. There are some extra information here. So what I need to do, I need to remove these information. And again, to do the slicing is going to help me. So I need to run it till this place, 35, right? So instead of running this for loop till the end of J, I am going to run it till 35 only. And now if I print J, so see, yeah. So I'm getting all the information still West Bengal. Okay, nothing more than that. So let's come back to the code. Now, if I check for this thing, the existence of the state in my states list, if I run this, okay. See here, I'm getting the information for Gujarat, for Uttar Pradesh, and for West Bengal only. Okay. So what next? Next, I'm going to form a message which will be sent to my WhatsApp group. Okay. So let me just do that. Okay, let me create a message here. What does this message say? Let's say state, then space, then name of the state, right? So for that, J2, state J2, then I have has number of active cases here, active cases, comma, J4 number of cured, migrated or discharged cases. So here cured, migrated, discharged cases. Okay. After that, I have J5 number J5 number of deaths. Okay, let's put a comma here. And we have J6 numbers of total cases. Total cases. Okay, then a full stop. So let me just print this message here. Print message. Okay, if I run this, oh, I need to give a equal sign, right? If I run this, okay, so see, I'm getting this message over here which is stating state Gujarat has 7434 active cases, 24593 cured, migrated or discharged cases, 1886 deaths, and 33913 total cases. I missed a space there. Let me just give a space. Yeah, here. Okay, now there is a space. But the problem here is that I'm getting three different messages for three states. Okay, so you don't want to have different messages for different states. You just want to have a single message which will be sent timely to your WhatsApp group. So for that, what I can do, I can create a, I can initialize a list here and then add these things in that list. Okay, and then outside this loop I can print this list over here. Okay, now see what you're getting. You're getting a single message which is giving you the information of all the states that you put in the list states. Okay, now if you want more than these many states, you can also give those number of states like 4, 5, 6, anything like that. If you want a single state, then you can give a single state over there. Okay, so what we want to do next, we don't want to print this out in the screen. Definitely, we want to send this thing to a WhatsApp group. Now, how to send messages on WhatsApp group, that has already been shown to you guys. I already have a video on that, and whose link is given in the description box. You can check that out before this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the same file here, which is automatewh.py, and I'll just copy paste the stuffs from there. Okay, because here all the dependencies I already have, so I don't need to install anything. I'll just be importing the required stuff. So let me just do that quickly. Uh, yeah. After all these, now I don't want to print any message, right? So I'm just removing this thing and I'm adding all these things over here. So yeah, suppose here goes the name of the group where you want to send the message. So I'm giving the name. Let's say I want to send this message to a group named check. Then the message. Now the message that you have formed goes here. Okay. Now I don't want to send repetitive messages. I don't want to send a series of messages. I just want to send it once. So I'm removing this thing from here. After this, again, this is not running for a number of times, so I can just remove this for loop from here. And yeah, okay. Now, suppose you want to send this message to the group after every 1 hour. So for that, what you can do schedule dot every mm, hour, and then just remove this. Okay, do message, and then at the end you need to have this thing which will run any pending schedule. Okay, so now what we have done, we have scraped this particular website. From there we have extracted the information that we want to have, and after that we already had this code for the WhatsApp automation message sending. So we just copy pasted that. What will happen now, here I'll be sending this message to this particular group over here, and this is scheduled to be sent every hour. Okay, right now for testing I just want to have it like this. Okay, now we are ready with the code. Now let me just save this and I will just run it in my command prompt. Now to check this, let's just go to command prompt. Here what you need to do, you need to write Python and then the name of the file which you want to run, right? Updater.py. Okay, if I run this, okay, so this page is here. Here what you need to do, you need to scan the QR code first of all. So whenever you open web.whatsapp.com, you first need to scan the QR code from your phone. So I just scanned it, and here is my WhatsApp. So now the chat of this group is here, and you can see the message has been sent to this group. And after 5 seconds, the message is being sent again. And yeah, here it comes again. Okay. So now let's just do one thing. Let me just close it once. Okay. So let's just make some words bold. So let's say I want to make this number of the name of the state bold. So I need to write it here. Then the number of cases. So I want to make every number bold here. So I'm just giving this. Okay. What did I do? Mm, okay, so I have done this. I need to save this again. And again, let's just go to command prompt, open it and write Python updater.py. So once we enter this, okay, so I need to scan the code again because I'm again opening this page. So let me just do that. Yeah, we have it. Okay, okay, I need to press enter. I just forgot that. So, okay, so see what is happening after pressing enter. Okay, now the message is being sent again. Okay, I just noticed I wrote a wrong spelling for active. Oh my God. Okay, so we can rectify that. So now the messages look a bit better than what was being sent previously. Let me just stop this thing right here. Yeah, okay. So talking about future works, what can be done next? So you can make something similar to this thing, but there you can scrape a different website, maybe some website which is having the information of the whole world. So let's look at some of the websites. So let's find for COVID-19 World Tracker. So the first website here, yeah, I have this website Worldometer here. This is having the information of number of coronavirus cases, deaths, and number of recovered cases worldwide. So if you click here, view by country, so you'll be getting a table here where you are having the information for each countries. So what you can do, instead of scraping that website, you can scrape this website. So let's first just look at the source code of this website. So for that, just press Ctrl U. So here you can see you have this source code. So let me just look for a country here. Okay, so see, this country UK is being stored here like this, and then we have Italy, then we have Mexico, then we have Iran and stuffs like that. So you can gather the information from this website and then use this for message sending and stuffs like that. So this is all for today's video. If you're having any doubts or if you're having any error or something like that, you can comment about that in the comment section. Thank you very much.